Hi, very good evening to all of you. Um, Today we are going to discuss the case note of Mr. Alex David. Um, he's suspected to have a nerve root compression and disc prolapse. And this letter is written to an orthopedic assessment to an orthopedician, Dr. Matthew Sebastian, at Royal Melbourne Hospital, Melbourne. So this is a letter um, written for a detailed orthopedic assessment and for the management of the client. So let us discuss the case in detail. So Mr. Alex David is a 45-year-old man who is a regular patient at your medical center. So he's not a new patient. So his patient history, what is important is his spinal X-ray showed narrowing of lumbar 4 to 5 and signs of osteoarthritis lumbar 5 to sacrum 1. So this is something which we are going to indicate in this particular letter. So we have a lot of data bulky, so we are not going to write everything. So we have to be very selective to write this particular letter. So it's a very lengthy case note. So 12 February 2018, so patient had sudden onset of lower back pain yesterday while working worse than usual. So he used to come occasionally and with the back pain, and it was clearing up with anti-inflammatory medications which were given by the center. But yesterday he had a sudden onset, and this was worse than usual. So it was not as usual. And he recognized that it is worse on the left side, which was radiating down towards the back of the left thigh. So the medications were given, that is Nurofen. And that pain was managed. But it was worse this morning, and he was unable to go to work. So that's the reason why he came. You can see that the SLR on the left side is 45. So, okay, tender on lower spine and spinal muscles, all is pain inhibiting lumbar flexibility. And it's not a big problem, but he is seen walking slowly, and he is putting his hands on his left hip while walking. So this was the condition on 12th of this month. And now we have assessed that he might have possible disc prolapse or nerve root irritation from the facet joint. So what we have advised is to advise Mr. David is to have bed rest for 2 days. And we had given anti-inflammatory and analgesics, hot water bottle on the back, and come for review of 2 days. So 12th February, he came with the sudden onset. 14, he came again. The pain was persisting. Neurological examination were normal. So what we have assessed is that there was no improvement, but no worsening. But you can see that we have increased the course of NSAIDs to 3 times from 2 times. And again, we have advised him to come after 2 days. On 16th, he came again. No change. Pain is worse, more constant, and especially this happens at night. Here we have something else, glycosuria, and we have the random blood sugar up to 10 mmol. We have his SLR decreased to 30 degrees, difficulty in movement, walk slowly. So the conditions is worsening now. Now the treatment, medicines, we have increased to 6 hourly. So now we have explained the reasons for diabetics and all. Now, it was on 16th, and he was advised to come after 5 days. But in 3 days he called to the center to come to his home urgently, because he was unable to get out of the bed because he had pain overnight in back and down left leg, pain not controlled by any medication. Lower left leg has become numb. So these are serious conditions now. Now the SLR went down to 10 degrees on left leg and 30 to 40 degrees on right leg. There was no ankle flexion, decreased pinprick sensation in areas. Blood glucose increased to 14 from 10. Now, as condition was not relieved medications, now the signs indicate nerve root compression and disc prolapse. So we are transporting Mr. David to Royal Melbourne Hospital Emergency Department. So we arranged hospitalization and orthopedic assessment for Mr. David. So let's see the letter. Let's see the letter. So 19 February 2018, that's today. Mr. Matthew Sebastian, Royal Melbourne Hospital, Melbourne, that's address. Dear Dr. Sebastian, reference Mr. Alex David, aged 45. I'm writing to refer Mr. Alex David for a detailed orthopedic assessment and further management. So he can write either a detailed orthopedic assessment or an urgent orthopedic assessment. So if we write urgent orthopedic assessment here, it will be okay, it is better. Detail is also okay. I'm writing to refer Mr. Alex David for an urgent or detailed orthopedic assessment and further management. He is suspected to have nerve root compression and disc prolapse. Simple. Mr. David has been visiting our center regularly with complaints of lower back pain since 12 February. So before he was visiting, and that was not significant because it was occasional visits, and his condition was managed with painkillers. So that's the reason why we have not mentioned those things, because we have to say something significant. Spinal X-ray a year ago showed signs of narrowing of his lower lumbar vertebrae and osteoarthritis. So we are not going in detail because we are not telling it is between this lumbar vertebrae and this lumbar vertebrae, that is L5 and L5, all these things. So we are not going in detail, but instead we have to say lower lumbar vertebrae. Vertebrae is plural, vertebra is singular, and osteoarthritis. Even though he was given analgesic and anti-inflammatory drugs, his condition was not improved. So that was the thing. So since 12 February, he had he was on anti-inflammatory and analgesics, but his condition was not improved. During the last week, he visited our center twice. Despite increasing the dose of his medications, his condition worsened. So here you need a comma. Punctuation always should be correct. So we have increased the dose of his medication, that is analgesics and anti-inflammatory. We increased the frequency. So his condition worsened. In addition, inactivity increased his diabetes, as evidenced by high blood sugar and glycosuria. So this is somewhat the recent past history. Now, the most recent history is there. Today, on an urgent visit at David's house, he was found unable to get out of his bed because of increased pain his lower left leg has become numb, and straight leg raise on his left leg was recorded as low as 10 degrees when compared to 30 to 40 on his right leg. So the reason why we have not written the SLR, the previous SLR, is that it is not significant here. So what we need for the orthopedician needs right now is the most recent SLR, so that we have recorded it and given to him. So there was there were also decreased pinprick sensation and absence of ankle flexion. So today's condition is discussed in detail. Since medication had proven ineffective, he is being transferred to your emergency department. So that is the reason why we are transferring Mr. David. So the paragraphs are complete. So if you are more proficient in the language, you could minimize the word count because it looks a little bit bulky still. You can still make it tightened, and you can uh, make this letter looks more attractive. So it would be appreciated if you could attend Mr. David to confirm his diagnosis and provide the most appropriate treatment which you seem the best for his condition. So whatever it is, whatever his condition may be, so you please provide him the best appropriate treatment. So if you have any further queries, please do not hesitate to contact me. You're sincerely registered. And that is the end of this letter. Hope to see you with another letter soon. Thank you.